Going on, NFC North?
Come on, Bill.
Everywhere.
All right, NFC North Trash Talk Division, what's up? It's been a while since I've been on here. Good to do another podcast. Got Jason, Mike, me, and Bill. Who's ready to talk some football? What do you think, Mike?
That's all I do, man. I don't talk none of that goat shit.
The goat stuff is 3 months ago. That ship has sailed. We're not doing that on here anymore.
I also don't
we
rap
should add
on
it to the rules that no more goat stuff.
Or any other manner of farm animals, for that matter.
That's Packers area, farm animals and stuff.
Some fetish, So.
Oh man. So, what do we got to talk about? So I got a curiosity for Mr. Bear fan. So what's all right? So now you got Trey Burton, right, at tight end. I'm just thinking of the tight end realm of the Bears right now. What do you guys got going on besides Trey Burton? Like, it seems like you guys got a shallow tight end group.
We kind of do. If Adam Shaneen, does well, he's our second backup. He was supposed to be. They've nicknamed him Baby Gronk, and the few times he played, he does well. The problem is he gets injured a lot. He had like concussions or some kind of things, but it hurt. Like Trey Burton got hurt right before the Eagles game, and that kind of affected our whole offense. I mean, you can say what, but like losing your tight end, particularly when a young quarterback is gone, that fucks your whole thing up. And Trey Burton had an excellent year last year. Like, he actually had, I think the best numbers in the North. Like, I think Pro Football Focus said he was, the best overall tight end. If you like Pro Football Focus,
I was just about to say, most Bear fans do not like Pro Football Focus. That's what I get most of my stats from, and they always have something to say about it.
It's weird. I mean, one thing, I kind of hate it because Chris Collinsworth actually owns it and runs it, so it's like, that kind of makes a bad taste in my mouth. And yes, I understand there's some analytics to it and all that, but I think they put too much numbers in it. That makes sense. And, and that's just me. That's just me.
Oh, right. It's good. They do put a ton of numbers into it. Also, it takes away the random bit of football, the human aspect of football, and also it's also like the way they will twist numbers and pick and choose numbers. They're basically saying in a vacuum, this player is the best. It's everything's in a vacuum.
Yeah. Just for they had
here's the thing with Pro Football Focus. It can be useful when you're looking at the right thing that they're trying to compare people to. But when you're looking at their broader stroke comparisons, you just as well go up, look at stats yourself, and watch the game. You have to watch the game and watch the stats because Pro Football Focus, if they're trying to say, well, this running back had such and such a grade for the whole season, well, what about all the games when they're in garbage time? What about the strength of schedule? What if they just played one horrible team like Mitch Trubisky throwing 6 touchdowns against a really bad defense in Tampa Bay? Now, he still didn't get numbers.
So that doesn't really matter. So they rated him like one of the lowest. Listen, I'm biased as a Barrett fan. I know you all pick on him. I feel he's going to be a good quarterback. Do I think he's going to be like Aaron Rodgers level? No. But I can see him being a second-tier quarterback. I really do. And this year's a make-or-break year for him. I mean, either he's going to sink or swim, and that's how I feel. Like, either we got something or we don't got something, and that's and it's out of my hands. It's either you're going to do it or he's not going to do it, I mean, there ain't nothing about it.
Bill's smiling. Bill's smiling.
I'm smiling because I see the fresh new rapper Sydney in the comments, and he's saying he's the GOAT now. We're past the GOAT stuff, sir. We're past the GOAT stuff.
So the thing about Trubisky, I don't necessarily think it's true whether he does good or bad this year, he's gone or not. I think he could do poorly, and you're still going to end up probably keeping him. Unless he does really poorly,
it's year, so it's his third year, so technically we have him 2 more years because we could technically pick him up in the 5th option. But listen, from what I read, It's whatever. It's OTA, so it's like you got to take it with a grain of salt when people go, this player's looking great, this player's looking great. Like when people post stuff, and this is not really knocking people, but when people post stuff and saying like, well, look, our rookie, he's kicking ass in OTAs. It's OTAs, guys. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand. Yeah, you're excited for the rookie, but come on, man. You know,
I think Mitch is going to be a decent quarterback later down the road, but I don't think he's going to be anything better than what Jay Cutler was, to be truthful with you. And when you look at it, Jay Cutler he threw a lot of interceptions, but he had a strong arm, good accuracy, and he holds a lot of records in Chicago right now.
Well, but like that's like Minnesota. I mean, our quarterback situation sucks. So beating or record from Sid Luckman is not really like, you know, like accomplishing anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. He does hold most of the records.
But you're pretty self-aware, because I was just actually going to make that comment, and you even had the presence of mind to make that. So, I mean, you're pretty self-aware.
So Sid Luckman, if you're going to talk about GOATs of Bears, Sid Luckman is the greatest quarterback in Bears history. It's not, and that's not saying much. If you look at him, he's a Hall of Famer. He, I think, of course, in the 40s, he probably had like 10 touchdowns. It was like the league leader. But I think he led the league in touchdowns 3 times. He won MVP. He won 4 championships. He is the best quarterback ever. He's better than McMahon. McMahon was overrated. If you look at his numbers, he had a lot of injuries too, and Bear fans, oh my God. But if you look at his numbers, he did not really have good numbers. And a lot of it was because he was hurt a lot and all that stuff. But it's about availability. Like, you know, you got to be healthy to play. You know what I'm saying? If you're not healthy, and which McMahon wasn't, unfortunately, he just didn't have numbers. And then, Cutler. So, I mean, like, Cutler had a lot of records, like Bill pointed out. But statistically, it's like we're talking about Pro Football Focus. Just because statistically you have the best records doesn't mean you're the best quarterback. And you know your Bears history, you got to look at who was the only Hall of Famer who, you know, led the league in their era of doing shit, and that was Sid Luckman. So it is what it is. Bears is never, hopefully, like I said, Bill said it, and hopefully we turn around with Mitch, and I think he's going to be good. And first time in my life, I believe in Nagy. I think he has the right mindset, right offensive mindset to help a young quarterback come along. It's just how many years it's going to take him.
So I got two questions. One, I just want to say, from experience, Vikings fan, I just got to say, as I sit here and watch Mitch Trubisky and your guys' excitement about it, all I can think about is Teddy Bridgewater. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, fucking, don't count the chickens yet. That's all I'm saying. Don't count the chickens, because he can break it. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. And the other thing is, so there's actually some really good. A few people asked the same question. I think it's a really good question. Week 1 prediction, Green Bay score prediction, Green Bay versus the Packers. That is a good fucking question.
Green Bay, Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah. Sorry, did I just say Green Bay versus the Packers? Oh my God.
I'm tired too, dude. It's been a long weekend.
Green Bay versus Chicago.
Let me take that one first. Because it is week 1, and Chicago has more players returning and starting than what Green Bay does, and it's in Chicago. I'm taking the home team. I think Green Bay is going to play them a whole lot tougher than what they did in either game last year. I still think at the beginning of the season, week 1, Rodgers has receivers that he really has to get used to. A new offensive coach. It'll be interesting. I think Chicago is based on experience, even though they've got a new D coordinator too. I think Chicago gets it done at home.
All right, can I chime in, Rob? Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you got?
Yeah, let me chime in. I think that the Packers is gonna win 3-2. Like I've been saying in my live feeds, I've been saying in all my posts, the Packers gonna win 3-2. Hey, Mike, don't take it the wrong way. It's gonna be all right. Khalil Mack ain't gonna have a sack. They're gonna get a safety from Hicks and a field goal from Nathan Crosby. He gonna kick like a 50-yarder to show y'all that he ain't gonna miss.
Well, isn't Cosby like Bill? This hopped out, but isn't Cosby like on the cusp of being cut? I thought I saw that somewhere. I don't know if that was clickbait or something, but I thought they had
That was clickbait.